Guys, and welcome to another video of your favorite cloud learning platform, K21 Academy, where you learn cloud from the experts. In this video, our expert trainer will be giving you a practical implementation on working with data storage. In this lab, he will be determining the appropriate storage type to implement a given set of business and technical requirements. We have taken this clip from our step-by-step learning program on data engineering on Microsoft Azure DP-203. Guys, make sure you watch the entire video so you can avail the free gift at the very end. Now, let's hear from our expert.
So now coming over to the lab part, we'll work with the data. And here I have the overview of the lab. In this lab, the students will be able to determine the appropriate storage type to implement against a given set of business and technical requirement. They will be able to create Azure storage account, data lake account, and explain the difference between data lake generation 1 and data lake generation 2. They will also be able to demonstrate how to perform data load into data storage of choice. As part of the lab objective, we are completing 4 tasks over there. Choose a data storage approach in Azure, create an Azure storage account, explain Azure Data Lake storage, and upload data into Azure Data Lake. So the lab scenario is something like this. You have been hired as a senior data engineer to implement a technology solution that is part of a digital transformation project. The organization is migrating an internet information service that hosts the company website on-premise to Azure. The developers are in process of transferring the web application and its logic to web app, and they have asked you to prepare a data storage for them that can be used to host static images that are used on the website. So in addition, the information service department has informed you that their team is expanding and they will soon be joined by data scientists that will start the process of building a predictive analytical solution. You have been asked to set up storage account that will be used to host the production environment of their work. In the first instance, you will assess what is the appropriate storage tier for this solution. And as part of the end of this lab, you will be able to choose a data storage approach, create an storage account, explain Azure Data Lake, upload data into Azure Data Lake. So coming over to the first part. Now, when we are uploading some static images, the best location to upload the static image will be blob containers, which is part of storage account. So we are going to create that. As part of the analytical requirement, big data transformation may come. So we are going to create a data lake for that. This is part 1 and part 2, which approach we'll choose. So now as we know what we are doing as part of the lab scenario, let's start doing it. And we are first going to create one resource group, and we can keep the same name, AW Adventure Work RG Student, and XX will be our initials. We'll create one storage account inside that. Inside that storage account, we are going to create 3 containers, images, phone call, tweets, and we'll upload some data. Now the data which you are uploading over there is already available as part of lab files in your K21 portal. So please go and find that. And I'm following the activity guide, so you can find the guides also in K21 portal. So the very first thing we have to do is we have to open Azure portal. So let's do that. Log in into Azure. You all must be having the credentials. Either you're using free account or you're using Azure Pass. Once Azure portal is open, you can click on resource group section over there and click on add. Once the page load, you can give the name, and for location, let's select West Europe. And in case right, you can use any location which is nearby, or you can use, maybe you can follow me, so we can use East US or Southeast Asia, or maybe West Europe this time. So AW Adventure Work RG Student and West Europe. That's all. Let's make it. So validation pass. So you have to click it one more time, right? Don't forget to click it second time. You can see on the right hand side it got submitted like that, right? So you can see the pop-up coming. That means that it got created. Now the GUI refreshes in couple of seconds. So just wait for a couple of seconds as such, or you can just refresh the full page as well. It's up to you. Now let's go and let's not worry about that. Let's go and create the storage account. So back to home, click on create storage account. Let's search for it. First option, let's click on create. So once the page is loaded, your subscription will be by default selected. That's the only subscription you will see. You will see Azure Pass over there in the resource group. Select the resource group which we just created as part of the name of the storage account. We already we'll use the same name which is given in the activity guide, and instead of XX over there, we'll give our own credential just to make it globally unique as such. If it is still not globally unique, you can put one random number also at the end of it, so it becomes globally unique. Let's select the same location, West Europe. We are going to keep everything in one location, wherever that location is. The rest options we are leaving as default, standard, premium, storage version 2, and just click on review and create. So the same process, validation done, validation is passed. You have to click on create one more time, right? So don't, sometime what happens, we don't see that it's just validation screen and we think it's already done. So do remember to click it one more time after that. And then it will take around 30-40 seconds for the storage account to be created. So let's hang in. Okay, that's good enough. You can click on go to resource, and once you click on go to resource, let's let it load. We'll click on container and we'll create containers over there. So let's create the containers. We talked about that we'll create 3 containers, images, and let the public access label be default, images, and 2 more container after that. Phone call. So let's create one more. And one more, tweets. So now we have 3 containers, images, phone call, and tweets with us. And all 3 are having private label access. Don't worry about that right now. And in images, we are going to upload some files. Now, guys, the data is available in the lab file section in K21 portal. So go and find it, download it, and then find these pictures and upload them, right? So I already have it downloaded. So let's go to starter, static files, graphics, images, and these 4 images are there. They're already part of your lab files in K21 portal. So please upload that. You can upload all 4 over there, and that's all. So guys, now let's create data lake. And in the previous exercise, you have already created the storage account. Now the objective over here is to create and configure a storage account name, adventure work, data lake, student. Access will be an initial. We will configure this to be a data lake. And once it is created, we will be creating 2 containers inside that called as logs and data, right? Inside that. So let's get started. And once you have logged into your Azure portal, you can go and click on create a resource and search for storage account again. So data lake is so how do we create data lake? Please notice this option that, right? So we create a storage account, and then afterwards inside that we enable hierarchical namespace the way I showed you before. That's the same process. So let's do it. So on the first page which will get loaded, not much change will be there. This change will be like we'll just only give the data lake name which will be specific. You can keep the same name for the entire training so you don't get confused. Your subscription will by default be there. It should pop up Azure Pass or free trial. Use the same resource group which we did in the previous section. And name of storage account, let's give it adventure work data lake. DL stands for data lake, student is just student, and give any initial or something to make it globally unique. Location, let's keep it same as the previous one. We want to keep everything in the one location, so West Europe. So this is some you can say on page number 1. Now the thing which you have to remember is you have to click on advanced after that. Don't forget to do it, and go to the second last option. You can see there is a radio button, hierarchical namespace over there, disabled, enable. We will enable it now. This you have to do. Now it will become data lake. We have seen this before, the same thing we are doing, right? Review, create, wait for the validation, and then click on create after that. Okay, so now it will take again 30 seconds around for it to get created. Once it is created, we'll go inside the container option and we'll create 2 containers, data and logs this time. Why are we doing all this? Because in upcoming labs, we have to use the infrastructure which we are building right now over there, right? So storage account got created, and let's go to the resource now. So because we enabled the hierarchical namespace, this became data lake. So let it load, and you can see massively scalable data lake storage is written over there. You can go and check what was there previously if you get confused, right? Now, two containers we have to create here, data and logs. So let's create them. Public level access will be default, private. Private means that nobody from outside the world can access it. It is private as such, right? And one more, logs, and click on create. That's all. This is what we have done in exercise 3 of module number 2. Let's carry on. Now coming over to exercise number 4, guys, let's upload data into Azure Data Lake storage, which we deployed in the last section. And we have two objectives. We will run Azure Storage Explorer. It is a very sophisticated tool to manage storage in Azure, and we will upload some data into the containers, logs, and data which we deployed in the previous section. So the very first thing is you have to install Storage Explorer so you can upload data. You can look up in any of your search browser, or the link is also available in the activity guide from where you can download that, or simply Google it up. You can just say Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer download and install the latest version which is there. Once it is installed, it will look something like that. Just open it up. So let's wait for it to open up. Okay, amazing. That's how it looks like, right? So this is one tool by which we manage storage. And so once you open for the first time, your account will not be added over there. So we have to add your account. So click on the left hand side, click on manage account option. And once you have clicked on it, you can click on add account, right? Once you click on this add account, this pop-up will come. You have to click on next. Don't change anything, just say next over there. And one pop-up will come, give your username and password of Azure portal. And then just say next, apply account. Click apply, and then you will find that the data lake will be listed on the left hand side the way you can see in the screen. So you should be able to see that blob container will be having two containers over there, data and logs. And now read your activity guide and we will upload the files over there. Now some specific files are required to be uploaded inside them, so carefully find them, read the activity guide and upload the files in data and logs, right? So let's do that. So let's click on logs and click on, so these are options over here. We'll finally click on upload option over there. You can navigate other things as well. So the file path is there inside the lab file section, which is already provided as part of activity guide. So please find it, correct file path. These are the correct three files as such. So let's upload them. Preference.json, weblog and weblog, two weblog files are there. And one JSON file is there. Three files got uploaded into log folder, right? So let's do it. And we will also upload some data into the data folder. So a data container over there. Let me be accurate. So let's do it. And the data, the files are available inside lab file starter DP-200.2. Read your activity guide, please. There is a file path given over there, right? Let's do it inside that. So dim dates to txt. Now we can also see that they got created into the cloud. You can see it's over there. So that's how we upload data into Azure Data Lake storage.
We have put on everything about the certification and a lot more on this 12-week roadmap that we have created for you if you are preparing for Microsoft Azure Data Engineer certification DP-203. On week number 1, we start with explore compute and storage options for data engineering workloads. Then on week 2, we cover run interactive queries using Azure Synapse Analytics serverless SQL pools. On week number 3, we cover data exploration and transformation in Azure Databricks. On week number 4, we cover explore, transform, and load data into data warehouse using Apache Spark. On week number 5, we cover ingest and load data into data warehouse. On week number 6, we cover transform data with Azure Data Factory or Azure Synapse pipelines. On week number 7, we cover orchestrate data movement and transformation in Azure Synapse pipelines. On week number 8, we cover end-to-end security with Azure Synapse Analytics. On week number 9, we cover support hybrid transactional analytical processing with Azure Synapse Link. On week number 10, we cover real-time stream processing with Stream Analytics. On week number 11, we cover create a stream processing solution with Event Hubs and Azure Databricks. By week 11, we are pretty confident that you are ready for the certification exam. So to top it all off, on week number 12, we help you with some tips and resources for clearing certification and CV preparation, along with some exam questions and interview questions. Guys, this is an excellent training program that we have created specially to meet your needs as you are preparing for the certification exam. If you are interested in this training program, then I would highly recommend you to go and attend our free class on Microsoft Azure Data Engineer certification. In this free class, we will be covering what is Azure Data Engineer role and exam DP-203, why everyone is working on data currently, important Azure services you should learn, and there is going to be a live demo as well on Azure Synapse Analytics components. To register for this free class, go at K21Academy.com/AzureDE02, then select an event date, your name, your email ID, your phone number, and then click on Yes, Save My Seat. Once you click on this button, you will be redirected to this particular page. That means you have successfully registered for this free class. Now, guys, I'll see you guys directly at the free class.